HTML text markup, sorry, text formatting elements.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's get started with a new file. Create a new file, and I just play something like text elements dot html. Sorry, this is not HTML. This is to delete this one. So I just want to create okay text elements dot html. So, generally speaking, HTML is a text markup language. So, we will find a lot of text formatting elements inside our HTML language. Okay. So, by the way, this is the comment symbol of the HTML. If you want to get it, hold your control button on the keyboard and press forward slash. Okay. I'm going to repeat the how to get the comment. Hold your control button and press forward slash. So it will toggle the comment symbol. So comments are ignored by your browsers. It might be a JavaScript comment, or it might be a CSS comment, or it might be a HTML comment. Whatever the comments we are going to write, just for our just for the sake of developer only. Okay, it won't do anything for the compiler or the browser. Okay, so we have plenty of text formatting elements are there. So let us talk about some basic text formatting elements. In HTML, we have heading elements are there. Okay, headings, H-E-A-D-I-N-G, headings, and we have something called paragraph. Okay, and we have other elements like insertion. Okay, we'll talk about this one. First of all, let me talk about the headings. So in HTML, we have 6 types of headings, heading elements. First one, 6 heading elements are there. Okay, which will range from H1, H2, so on to H6. Okay, so let me use this one. So first of all, I'm going to write a H1. Type H1 and press tab on the keyboard so that it will auto-complete the remaining syntax of the tag. Okay, so here I'm using heading 1. Likewise, just copy this. Control V is for pasting. Okay, Control C for copying. And I'm going to change. Okay, so here I'm going to do multi-line editing. Okay, multi-character editing, I can say. Hold your control button, press D, so that it will select all similar elements. First of all, what you do, select a particular character or a word, okay, which you want to edit throughout the line. So after selecting that, hold your control button and press D. It will select all similar items inside that line or inside the file. So what I'm going to do, I just make it to 2. See, at a time I can change all the elements. Okay, so this will be helpful for my see, it's 3, it's 4, it's 5, it's 6. Okay, this is what we can call multi-line editing. Let me write some shortcuts here. Shortcuts. Sublime shortcuts. The first one for copying. Okay, Control plus C. Paste. Control plus V. Okay, multi-line editing. Control plus D. Okay, these are some shortcuts. And by the way, let us see how these headings are going to look in our browser. Okay, open this. I can see. There are different kinds of headings that you can see inside your HTML page. And how do I use these kinds of headings when we have to use H1 and when we have to use H2, H3, and H4, something I'll say H6. See, H1 is always meant for chapter heading or title, you can say web page title. For example, I just go for the win word. I'm trying to prepare some document. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I just play something like chapter one. So this is the title of the chapter. So title will be only one, right? So it should be placed inside heading one section. So in this case, title. Okay, no other word inside this textbook shouldn't have what do you call this particular heading one style. Okay. So for the next heading levels, you can see is something like introduction. That is what I can do. This is 1.1. Likewise, you can find 1.1.1. So these are the levels of this. You can think this as a H2. Okay. This is a H3. Just I'm trying to make an analogy between the Word document as well as the HTML document. Okay. So you can have multiple 1.1 sections, right? You can have, or that means 1.1 or 1.2. That means the second level of headings you can have any number. Okay. Likewise, third levels of heading, fourth level of heading, something like that. See, based on the levels of titles that we are going to use in our document, title and the sense subheadings. Okay. So according to that, we have to choose which kind of heading is appropriate for that. Okay, that is actual tradition we need to follow, but most of the people are not going to follow this one. And one more important thing, always I can say always use one heading tag, one H1 tag. I can say H1 tag per page. Why? Because H1 tag will be the title of the page. Okay, otherwise it's not professional. Okay, so we can use multiple heading sections inside the document. Okay, there is no such rule not to use, but it's mandatory. What I'm trying to say is, if you use multiple H1 tags inside your web page, then it's simply you can guess it's not a professional way of doing the things. Okay, so always I can say use only one tag per page, one heading tag. Right. So this is the way. See, this is the levels of subheadings. Okay, appropriate based on the your content, you have to use this appropriate subheadings. Likewise, this that is about the headings. The next one is paragraph. Okay, paragraph element. So generally speaking, paragraph is used to hold a large content, hold multi-line content. Okay, and it can be used for other kind of, let us suppose if you want to group up a large text, then it is better to go for a paragraph. Okay, okay, so just type P and press tab on the keyboard, you will get the paragraph tab will complete it here. And by the way, there is a shortcut. I'm not going to write any kind of paragraph here. I'm going to use some kind of dummy text. Okay, so there are a lot of this is what I want to place, dummy text. So dummy text is not actual English language text, but it uses English characters, but it's not a meaningful text. Okay, not meaningful text. So generally, this dummy text we referred as lorem ipsum. It starts with a word like this, lorem ipsum. Okay, so uh, why we are going for this dummy text in the sense? Let me first of all let me show the text here. Type lorem all small letters. Hold your control button and press space bar. I'm sorry. See, it automatically brings some content, some dummy content. This is not meaningful content. Don't try to read this. Okay. So why we are going for dummy content in the sense, see, always the developer or designer should concentrate on the design or the way, the look of the web page. Okay, not to correct the grammatical syntax. Okay, that is why while designing the page or while developing the page, we always use some dummy text like this. Once the design and everything is completed, okay, then finally before going to the production, we'll apply this, what do we call this kind of sorry, actual content to the web page. Okay, so I use dummy text here. For dummy text shortcut, type lorem and press spacebar. It will give a lorem ipsum text. Of course, a lot of history is there regarding this lorem ipsum. Just go for this and try to find out what is the lorem ipsum. You'll get a lot of things here. So from the past 1500 century, this lorem ipsum text has been using, okay, in order to develop what we call newspapers, all those things. Okay, or designing the newspaper or something like that. Okay, see, when I just generate it, you'll get a plenty of dummy text. It doesn't have any meaning. I think you have multiple languages of dummy text here. Um okay, that's fine. Okay, so this is a dummy text. So don't try to type characters and don't waste your time. Just lorem ipsum and just type lorem and control space bar. It will auto complete the remaining content of this one. Okay, so let us see how this paragraph is going to be displayed. Now you can see the paragraph content is expanded or distributed from what you call towards the ends of the browser, right? Unlike the subheadings or headings. What happens if I place a paragraph here, the break of paragraph? Or what happens? Hmm, yeah, now let us see. Press F5. Now you can see automatically the browser is splitted this particular text as a one paragraph and this particular text as another paragraph, two separate paragraphs. This will done automatically by your browser. Okay, just go for the inspect, right click on it, inspect it, or simply type or press F12 on the keyboard. It will open the debugger window of your Chrome browser. Okay, so in order to zoom it, hold your control button, press space, sorry, plus button. For zoom and zoom out, okay, it's not browser. Okay, so first one, uh, debugging console, it will be F12. Okay, zoom, zoom in, control plus plus. Okay, zoom out will be control minus in on the browser itself. Oops. Okay, just go to the source page, sorry, elements. You have an arrow here. Click on this. Scroll down. You can see the code what we have written. Okay, just place your arrow. See, you have a separate paragraph. It is considered as a paragraph. Now you can see if whenever I close the paragraph tag, this particular content is considered as a paragraph. The remaining content is not considered as a paragraph. It is just left it as a normal text, but it's placed inside the quotations. It's not going to be a paragraph. That is why if I place a mouse on this, now you can see. Oh, sorry, I need to place this one. I'm unable to select this particular text content, normal text content, but I can select individual paragraph. Okay, so such kind of problems that you can find if you don't place proper tags. Okay, and finally, automatically, in order to close this paragraph tag, okay, the browser appends a new opening tag, opening paragraph tag. Okay, such kind of weird things that you can find inside this HTML when you get into the browser. Okay, likewise, we have text style elements. Text style elements, text thickness. Okay, for style you have something called italic tag. We call italic. Just use italic like this. Okay, and you have something called empirical, em, emphasize. I can say not empirical, emphasize. Both are same. Okay, I'll talk about this one. This is what is called. This is what is called HTML5 tag. Okay, this tag won't be there in previous versions of the HTML. This was released inside the HTML5. I'll talk about that one, why we have two kinds of tags inside uh, for this style tag, style elements. For thickness, you can see you have called boldness. You can have boldness. So for this, you have B tag, okay, bold of HTML5. In HTML5, bold will be represented with a strong tag. Okay, strong tag. This is B tag, and this is for, I can do like this, italic. In HTML5, we can use something like, hope you understand this one. Now let us make use of these things. So what I'm going to do, I just want to place some italic tag here. Something I can say B tag. I'm going to bold this content. Bold means it's going to make the character to be with much thicker. Okay, it's going to show the content. So at the same time, I'm going to use, you can use B tag or strong tag. Okay, we have B tag and strong tag. Let us see what would be the difference. What will be the difference for this case? And by the way, I just want to remove this paragraph tag. Now you can see this is a bold tag and this is strong tag. There is no difference, right? Both are same. But this is strong tag is used in HTML5. Of course, a B tag is also supported in HTML5. But most of the people go for strong tag. Why? Because HTML5 has more meaningful tags. In the introduction itself, I need to place one more categorization. Okay. See, we categorize all the HTML elements based on the content, so that we have text formatting elements like heading, paragraph, something like that, media elements, image, video, and audio, graphic elements, SVG and canvas, containers, div, table, span, input elements, and link elements, all these things, right? Based on the content, based on its behavior, we can divide it into all the elements as block level and inline elements. Okay, so different, we have other kind of other type of categorization we have here based on its meaning, meaningful tags. So we have something called semantic. Meaningful elements means semantic. I can say semantic in the sense meaningful elements. And we have something called non-meaningful. Sorry, non-semantic. Semantic. We refer like this. Non-semantic elements. Okay. M- Semantic elements as well as non-semantic. So HTML5 has more semantic elements. So that is one of the reason that HTML5 got that much popularity. Not only that, we have plenty of reasons are there, but one reason is HTML5 has meaningful tags are there. Why meaningful tags? What is the use of placing meaningful tags here? See here, we with one character I can get the boldness. Why I'm going to use strong with 6 characters? The reason is, see, if you have more meaningful tags, so we can provide more accessibility. Okay, which in turn uh, meaningful elements provides more accessibility. Remember this point, more accessibility. See, generally internet is for everyone, right? So normal developers can use, normal people can use, blind people can use, you know. Mm, how does the blind people can make use of this internet? Okay. Mm, screen reader. There is a software called on the internet. We can find some softwares called screen reader softwares. Okay, just go for NV Access. This is one software. Okay, which is going to read whatever the content on the screen that will be uh, that will that will be converted as a vocal sound. Vocal sound in the sense a human voice sound. Okay, so generally this kind of softwares, screen reader softwares, are used for what we can call blind people. Okay, we can use for used by the blind people so that you can see, you can watch the video. I hope you're not able to hear the voice. If you heard, I just pass the link to you. Just watch it. Just come to the middle, not middle. Now just look at the screen. Okay, so this when we place a mouse, the screen reader will pronounce some sound, something like link baking needs, link beauty, something that means this. It's going to read it as a button, or it is going to read this kind of text as a link by using HTML tags. So if we have meaningful tags, so such kind of screen reader software are able to read, okay, so the internal code of the HTML. Based on that, it will produce some meaningful output as a vocal sound. See, if I use a strong tag here, okay, so strong dollary. So it can pronounce like that. Strong in the sense that means the blind people can understand. Okay, this is what we can call bold content, something like that. Okay, so that is why we are going for one of the reason we are going for HTML5, which will provide more accessibility. Okay, and in Bootstrap, Bootstrap is a framework that is used in our applications. Okay, it's a ready-made software or ready-made framework. By using that, we can create an application mobile view of sorry, what do you call? Um, we can design application for both desktop as well as mobile applications as well by using that Bootstrap. Okay, there you can find some classes like there are some words SR only. SR only in the sense screen reader only. So some kind of tags or some kind of attributes will appear only on that particular screen reader software only. Okay. So remember this point, this kind of discussion we will have. We will talk about this one in the Bootstrap itself. Okay. SR only means screen reader only. That particular element or that particular attribute will appear on screen reader software. Normal people won't find such kind of elements. Okay. Right. Correct. So, so we have text styles, we have two types, and text techniques, and other tags we have something like other tags, other text elements, something called mark tag. I'm going to place whether it's a HTML5 or not, HTML5 tag, mark tag. Likewise, we have insertion, ins, sorry, ins, del, delete, what it's called, HTML5. Mark, insertion, deletion, okay, strike through, sorry, the strike is del itself is going to strike it out. Mark tag, insertion tag, delete tag. What other things we have? Like something like superscript, okay, SUP. So you can use SUP tag, okay, SUP subscript. It's SUB, something like that, and break, line breaks. I can say line break. We can use a BR tag, horizontal break, horizontal break, BR tag, horizontal line. We have something called a HR tag, and I forgot something to mention here. Anyway, we'll see some kind of tags like this. All right. So let me add all those things. So mark is going to highlight the text content. Okay. See, in our childhood, we use some highlighters to mark up the text that is there inside the textbook or notes. Okay. So, see, HTML is nothing but just you are going to make a proper, going to correct or you are going to place the proper document. Okay, or proper way of placing the content inside the document. So, mark tag is used to highlight the content, and if you want to insert for example you have something like this. I want to remove this one, so for remove you can use del. So del is not going to remove the content, it is going to strike out. See, in our childhood, if we did some mistakes while writing notes, right? So the teacher is going to correct it, so he or she will strike it out, and they are going to place a new element, right? So something like that, insert something like color. Instead of DOLOR, I want to place color. Okay. insertion like this. Now let us see how it's going to look. See, this is a highlighter, and this is a striking deletion. So deletion to be, see, if you don't have proper closing tag, and this del tag is going to continue throughout the paragraph. Okay, see, my teacher got made some changes. He simply strike it out and place the original actual content like this. Okay, and if you want to place some break line, okay, you can place it here. If I place a BR tag like this, it will split into two lines. See, after this is one line. From this, we have another line that is called BR line, BR tag. Likewise, you can add multiple BR tags. See, we have multiple. You can use in between heading tags as well. Okay. Now you have something called HR tag is there. Horizontal line. Okay, horizontal separator I can call. This is the horizontal line. It's completely separate. I can say this is a horizontal separator. Separator. Okay. So let me check out whether we do have. Yeah, we have something called a small tag, a big tag. Likewise, plenty of text tags are there. Okay. Not all are important. Only some tags we will regularly use. Yes, well, we have seen paragraph tag, bold tag, italic tag, line break, and heading tags. Okay, we have seen, yeah, I told you small tag, okay, and emphasis tag, strong tag. There is a small tag is there, big tag is also there. Those are placed, those are come from HTML5, and you have some other things like insertion, deletion. Mm, what we need to discuss here? Yeah, subscript and superscript. For example, something you have log base n. I want to represent this base n. So for this, you can use a subscript. Now refresh the page. Now you can see that will be subscripted. Suffix you can call. And if you use something like I can make use of a br tag again, and e power x I want to place. Okay, e power. I'm sorry. Super superscript. Okay, you can place just like a word document where I need to write a code here. Now you can see we get e power x, something like that. Okay, we can make use. So we can make use of all these kind of different what do you call text elements in order to structure the document. Okay, text content inside of a document, and we have plenty of there. Now instead of small tag, we have s tag is there. Those are previous versions, not HTML5. Okay, so when we get into now, we have something called acronym tag is there, abbreviation tag is there, citation tag is there. Those will be discussed later on. For the time being, I just want to place like this. And what I'm going to do, I suggest you to complete one assignment here, a simple assignment, a homework I can call. Just go for this. Try to design this simple page on our browser. Okay, so we have heading tag is there, we have subscription, superscription, and you know how to get this copyright symbol? Oh, those are called HTML entities, we can call HTML entities. These will be discussed at the last of the HTML. For the time being, I want to play something like, okay, uh, I can place ampersand copy semicolon. So what it will do, these are the some special words or special symbols that are used in HTML5 in order to get some predefined symbols. For example, you can see, where is that? I can see this is copyright symbol I have. Okay. Likewise, we have a plenty of symbols are there. Ampersand LT less than symbol, ampersand greater than symbol. We have thousands of symbols are there. Okay. I will explain those things later on. Okay. The next one is I want to discuss about the categorization, other categorization of HTML elements that is called block level and inline elements. Before going to discuss other elements, so let us concentrate on this block level and inline elements. So block level elements will occupy entire width of the browser. Okay, so it is not possible to place block level elements side by side. We can place block level elements only stacked order like this. Okay, for example, your H1 element, H2 element, H3, all headings are block level element. That is why even though we do find some space after the H1, okay, after the text content, we are not able to place some content inside it. After that one. Why? Because it will occupy entire width. The remaining space is covered with white space. Now I can say this heading is a block level element. Why? Because this remaining space is what is called used by the white space on the document. Okay. So if you want to observe this, right click on it, inspect it. Now you can see when I place mouse on it on this code, it's showing entire width of the browser. Likewise, if you go for H2, it will show entire width. So all block elements will occupy entire width of the browser. We have okay, and we have plenty of examples. No need to remember this is a block level and this is a inline. So that will come from the practice only. Don't no need to worry. Okay. And we have inline elements. Inline elements are the elements which will occupy only the content width. Okay. Now you can see this is one inline element. So that by using inline elements, we are able to place one element after another element side by side, not stacking order one by one. Okay. So if the third element has or if the element doesn't find much space, in this particular case, you can see the element 2 doesn't have much space, so automatically it's wrapped to the new line. Okay, so that is the behavior of the inline elements. Okay, this is the behavior of the block elements. Okay, so and I want to make a note here, simple note. All text elements are all text formatting. No need to remember whether it is a block level or inline. Why? Because I'm going to place some simple important points here. Okay, all text formatting elements are inline elements. Got it? Except heading and paragraph. Remember this point. So when you find a text element, definitely it will be a inline element. But make sure that it shouldn't be a heading or paragraph tag. Let me open the Mozilla so that you can view the 3D view of the web page, what we design, how the inline elements and now block elements will be displayed. Hit it. Go to tools. I have an add-on, installed add-on, something called, oops, need to make this, and 1 second please. So just open this one, place it, hit it. Now you have a till software. Now you can see By using this 3D view of the web page, you can understand how the block level element will occupy the space on the browser, and you can place the inline elements. Okay, and you can see block level elements are first will be the first block level elements are going to play will be the parent, and inline elements will be placed on top of the block level elements. Got it? So you can see there is a mark tag is also there. This is mark tag. Okay, so we can place an inline elements inside the block level elements, and uh, the inline elements will be the top on top of the block level elements here. Okay, so remember all text formatting elements are inline elements except paragraph and heading tags. That is about the text elements. The next one is containers. Okay,